Good morning. I am a student of KUPTM-KL, currently in my final semester. I am taking course in Teaching English as Second Language. The purpose of this video is for my final project. For this project, I need to make videos of teaching grammar, reading, writing, listening, speaking, and literature. Hence, in my first video, I'll be teaching grammar. Hope you enjoy this video. Grammar conditional sentences. In these conditional sentences, we are going to learn zero conditionals, first conditionals, second conditionals, and third conditionals. Firstly, zero conditional. The usage of zero conditional is to talk about facts. The structure is if plus present simple with present simple. The word of if in this conditional can be replaced by when without changing the meaning. As we can see from the examples given, A. If you freeze water, it turns into ice. The words of freeze and turns are present simple. To be replaced by when, without changing the meaning, it will become when you freeze the water, it turns into ice. Let's move on to B. And if you heat water at 100 degrees, it boils. The present simple are heat and boils. C. If students miss an exam, the professor fails them. The present simple words are miss and fails. D. If my wife has a cold, I usually catch it. The words of present simple are has and catch. E. I get tired if I work too much. The words of get and work is present simple. And lastly, if I'm late for dinner, they start eating without me. So, as we can see here, C. If students miss an exam, the professor fails them. We can change to when students miss an exam, the professor fails them. And the last example that we can simply replace the word of when is I get tired if I work too much. To change it, we can change to when I work too much, I get tired. Next, first conditional. The first conditional is used to talk about things which might happen in the future. Yes, we cannot know what will happen in the future, but this first conditional describes possibilities, things which could easily come true. So, in this first conditional, the structure is if plus simple present together with simple future, which is in this simple future, we are using singular plus will or won't plus verb, which is the base form. So, for the example down below, the first one, if it rains, I will stay at home. The word of rains is simple present, while the word of will stay is simple future. Second, if I wake up late, I will miss the bus. The word of wake is simple present, and for the simple future in these sentences is will miss. Example number 3, and if it's sunny, we will go to the park. The word of it is simple present, while we will go is the simple future. Number 4, if Juan leaves, Paula will be sad. The word of leave is simple present. Meanwhile, the word of will be is simple future. Number 5. If I find your email, I will send you the picture. Find is simple present, while will send is simple future. And lastly, if you study hard, you will pass your exams. The word of study, simple present, and will pass is simple future. So, basically, in this first conditional, it describes a particular situation, whereas the zero conditional describes what happens in general. Example, for zero conditional, if you sit in the sun, you get burned, which is from here we can see I'm talking about every time a person sits in the sun, they will get burning easily because it is a natural consequence of the sitting. However, for the first conditional, example, if you sit in the sun, you will get burned, which is here I'm talking about what will happen today, which another day will be a different. Let's move on to the next conditional, which is second conditional. In this second conditional, the usage are, we can use it to talk about things in the future that are probably not going to be true, such as you are imagining some dream, and to talk about something in the present which is impossible to happen because it is not true. The structure for second conditional, it uses the past simple after the word of if, and then the words of present conditional that being used is would, wouldn't, could, and couldn't. However, in the past simple, usually it will be used the word of were instead of was with the pronouns of I, he, she, and it. This is because mostly done in the formal writing. So let us see at the example provided. First, if I won $1 million, I would buy a new car. The word of won is past simple and would buy is present conditional. Number 2, if I were you, I would quit smoking. The word of were is past simple and would quit is present conditional. Number 3, if I were the president, I would lower taxes. The word of were is past simple and would lower is present conditional. But it's quite different for number 4, which is the sentences, they would stay longer if they had more time. As we can see from here, the word of would stay, which is the present conditional, being used at the first sentences, while the past simple used at the second sentences. Alright, so next, if I won $1 million, I could stop working. Here we can find that another present conditional that being used is could, which is not using would but could. So for the past simple is won and the present conditional is could. Lastly, if I had more free time, I could travel around the world. The word of had is past simple and could travel is present conditional. Therefore, how is this different from the first conditional? It is because it is a lot more unlikely. For example, the second conditional, if I had enough money, I would buy a house with 20 bedrooms and a swimming pool, which is this is not going to have this much money, but it's just a dream, and it is impossible to happen. However, for the first conditional, if I have enough money, I'll buy some new shoes, which is, it is much more likely that I will have enough money to buy some shoes, to buy new shoes. So that is the difference between the second conditional and first conditional. Lastly, the conditional sentences is third conditional. In this third conditional, it talks about the past, which is to describe a situation that did not happen and to imagine the result of the situation. The structure to make a sentence by using third conditional, by using the past perfect after the word of if, and we have would have and the past participle in the second of the sentence. Let's look at the examples. Number 1. If I had got a gold medal, I would have been happy. So, the word of had got is past perfect. However, would have been is perfect conditional. Number 2. If I had met Susan last week, I would have given her the book. The word of had met is past perfect and would have given is perfect conditional. Number 3. If the weather had been good, we would have gone water skiing. So, the word of had been is past perfect. However, for the perfect conditional is would have gone. So the past participle in these sentences is gone. Lastly, if you had got up earlier, you would have caught the earlier train. Other than that, in this third conditional, the structure of sentences can be if plus perfect conditional with past perfect, which is the perfect conditional at the first sentences while the past perfect at the second sentences. Example: she wouldn't have been tired if she had gone to bed earlier. The word of wouldn't have been is the perfect conditional and had gone is the past perfect. So it can be both, either the past perfect first at the first sentences and to be followed by perfect conditional, or the perfect conditional can be at the first sentences and followed by past perfect.
So, how are you doing, students? Doing great? It's okay. If you feel a bit confused with the notes previously, let us do this exercise together. Come on!
Exercise 1. Write the sentences with correct zero conditional sentences. Number 1. I wake up late. I be late for work. So, the sentences with correct zero conditional sentences is if I wake up late, I am late for work. Number 2. My husband cook, he burn the food. If my husband cooks, he burns the food. Number 3. Julie not wear a hat, she get sunstroke. The answer is if Julie does not wear a hat, she gets sunstroke. Number 4. Children not eat well, they not be healthy. The answer, if children do not eat well, they are not healthy. Number 5. You mix water and electricity, you get a shock. The answer, if you mix water and electricity, you get a shock. Number 6. People eat too many sweets, they get fat? The answer, if people eat too many sweets, they get fat. Number 7, you smoke, you get yellow fingers. The answer, if you smoke, you get yellow fingers. Number 8, children play outside, they not get overweight. If children play outside, they do not get overweight. Number 9, you heat ice, eat melt. The answer, if you heat ice, it melts. And last question, I speak to John, he get annoyed. The answer, if I speak to John, he gets annoyed. So, how's your first exercises? Doing good? Get all correct? If you didn't get all correct, it's fine. Practice makes perfect. Now, let's move on to the next exercises. Last exercise. Complete the sentences by using first, second, and third conditionals. Question number 1. If I had time, I blank space shopping with you. The word of had in the first sentences is past simple. It is in second conditional. Therefore, for the second sentences, it will be present conditional, either would, wouldn't, could, and couldn't. The answer is would go. If I had time, I would go shopping with you. Number 2, if you blank space English, you will get along with them perfectly. So as we can see at the second sentences, it uses will get. It is a simple future, and this is the first conditional. So the answer is, if you speak English, you will get along with them perfectly. Number 3, if they had gone for a walk, they blank space the lights off. At the first sentences, had gone, it is past perfect. So for the second sentences, it would be perfect conditional, which is would or wouldn't plus have plus past participle. The answer is, if they had gone for a walk, they would have turned the lights off. Number 4, if she blank space to see us, we will go to the zoo. At the second sentences, it uses will go. So this is first conditional, because at the second sentences, it uses simple future. So the answer is, if she comes to see us, we will go to the zoo. Number 5, I would have told you if I blank space him. So at the first sentences, have told, it is past perfect. So it uses third conditional. So the answer should be perfect conditional, which is would or wouldn't plus have plus past participle. The answer is, I would have told you if I had seen him. Number 6, would you mind if I space the window? So from here we can see the sentences of would you mind is second conditional, which is it puts present conditional at the first sentences. However, for the past simple, used at second sentences. This is because after the word if must plus with past simple, which is this is second conditional. Again, I repeat, this is second conditional. So the answer will be, would you mind if I open the window? Number 7, if they space me, I wouldn't have said no. So in these sentences, at the second sentences, the key word is wouldn't have. So this is third conditional, which is it should be if plus past perfect with perfect conditional. So the answer is, if they had invited me, I wouldn't have said no. Number 8, my friend space me at the station if he gets the afternoon off. So in this question, it uses first conditional. It is because after the word of if, it uses simple present, which is he gets. So the answer will be, my friend will meet me at the station if he gets the afternoon off. Number 9, if I space it, nobody would do it. So in this question, it uses second conditional. This is because at the second sentences, the word of would is present conditional. So the answer, if I didn't do it, nobody would do it. Lastly, number 10, if my father space me up, I'll take the bus home. In these sentences, the word of take at the second sentences is simple future. Therefore, in this question, it uses first conditional. So the answer is, if my father doesn't pick me up, I'll take the bus home.
So, how is it, the exercises? Doing good? Comment down below and share your marks. Alright? So, that's all for today's class. Thank you for watching. More videos coming soon, and I hope you guys get to learn something new. Bye!